What's your idea of a great airport? Or does a great airport actually exist? To some, an airport used to be simply a place they flew to or through, an arbitrary spot on the map, a stopping point on their way to somewhere else, or a necessary detour as a result of the physical limitations of their aircraft. An airport really wasn't about the journey or the experience, but a necessary evil, an annoying and delaying interruption, or in some cases, a way to waste precious time. For many, the best airport is the one you don't remember. But in one country, the airport experience has changed dramatically.
34 left, cleared for takeoff, airborne radar, 119.725, bye-bye.
Clear for takeoff, Playa Lima 234 left, 19725, airborne, Qatar 8.
Welcome to HIA, Hamad International Airport in Doha, in Qatar, one of the most advanced, innovative airports in the entire world. It's also one of the biggest. But what sets this airport apart from all other airports on the planet, it was the only airport designed top to bottom by an airline itself. After all, it makes sense. Who better to design and build an airport than the airline responsible for flying you there? A hometown airline in a major international hub should know more than anyone about what works. And even more important, they should know what doesn't work. And what works they built into the design of Hamad International from day one, when it first opened in 2014. This wasn't by accident, but by design. Hamad International is not just another airport, but an aerotropolis strategically positioned and created. No longer just a series of concrete runways and utilitarian buildings, but a living, breathing city in the desert. There are the terminals, the check-in areas, the stores, restaurants, lounges, gates, catering, cargo, and maintenance facilities. But they were all designed to work together to support a truly great passenger experience. And it starts when you enter the airport. At most airports around the world, check-in lines are long, if not longer. And the big reason? Identity management. You're going to go through 1, 2, sometimes 3 separate security checks to answer the same question. Are you really who you say you are? At Hamad International, it's all about being a smart airport. And that means a digital, biometric strategy that combines your flight, passport, facial recognition information into a single electronic record. And once you're finished here, here's good news. Put your passport, ticket, and boarding pass away. You just show your face through every checkpoint all the way to the gates. And the best part, check-in times at Hamad have been cut in half. One of the keys at Hamad is connectivity and speed. As a major global hub serving more than 35 million passengers, connectivity is key at HIA.
especially when you consider that most of those 35 million passengers aren't going to Doha, they're going through it. And every single one of those transfers happens under one roof in only one terminal, the size of about 75 soccer fields.
At Hamad International, there's been a quantum change in airport philosophy. They want waiting to be your decision, not theirs. To give you options, to relax, eat, play, and be inspired. And in keeping with Qatar's culture, time to pray.
Other than the calls to prayer 5 times a day, this airport is remarkably silent. In fact, it's almost all too quiet. Look behind me. You see a lot of activity? That's remarkable considering that Hamad International handles more than 222,000 flights a year.
The airport also has a world-class art collection with rotating exhibits supervised by Qatar Museums. A 100-room hotel where you can play a round of golf, a game of squash, even swim between flights. There are quiet zones for sleeping. 12 lounges spread across the terminal, and an incredible duty-free. This is definitely not your typical duty-free experience. For starters, think 70 high-end retail stores. And then there's the real secret of Hamad.
Inside the terminal, there's a staggering 40,000 square meters of food, beverage, and retail. In fact, 70 separate high-end retail outlets. Chances are you're going to recognize most of these stores, and while you're looking at these well-known brands, what you don't know is that here at HIA, it's the airport that owns the stores. What does that mean? They've kept the prices lower than on the street. Add to the fact that it's also duty-free, and it's a win-win situation for anybody going to or through HIA.
And then there are the things at Hamad International you don't see. A short drive from the terminal takes you to the state-of-the-art catering facility, one of the largest in the world, capable of producing 150,000 meals a day. This building spans an incredible 69,000 square meters. It's amazing. Nearly 2,000 people work here, including 350 chefs. There are chilling rooms. Then the hot kitchens. Catering trucks are constantly on the move. And it never closes. Something is always being cooked, heated, chilled, frozen, and delivered. And the best part? The cold food stays cold, and the hot food stays hot. It needs to, because the on-time performance at the airport is perhaps the crown jewel of the entire operation. My advice? Try to remember that it's still an airport, and don't stay too long at the pool.